Justin Rodriguez here with the Varsity 845 Football Show. What started in August with preseason camp ends with this, the All-Stars, the best of the best. And we talked to them and asked them their highlight of the season. Check it out.
Definitely throwing Brenden his career record-breaking touchdown pass. I mean, being first all-time for Section 9 is a great thing for him, and I'm really happy. The 3 years we had was definitely great. I mean, he was one of my top receivers for the 3 years, and it's a great feeling for him, and I'm glad I could help him get it.
My highlight of the season was the win against Monroe in overtime, the section championship. That was like payback for our 2 losses against them prior to that. Yeah, it's definitely that game because it was a hard battle and the team stuck together and it was like an all-around team effort to win that game.
The highlight this season was playing Goshen. That's a classic rivalry, Burke-Goshen. You know, we were all hyped for the game all year, and we went out there and we played pretty good. Not our best, but played pretty good.
Definitely being Cambridge because it's the last game before we go to the Dome, and not a lot of people thought we would get there, but we got there. Yeah, it's just to prove that we could win without them. But it's a big accomplishment because a lot of people had to step up and fill the plate for other people that left last year, and they did a very good job.
Oh, well, the highlight for me personally was the Monticello game where I had a punt return and I got it for 65 yards to score a touchdown. The reason why it was like so great for me is because I think every football player has that moment when they're really like feeling everything there in that moment, and I just had that feeling. I just took off with the ball, and that was just a great moment for me because it really like made me look back on my whole senior year when it was all said and done.
My favorite moment of the season was catching Vinny's touchdown record pass in the section game against Livingston Manor. It was just a great experience. I was just so proud of Vinny. You know, the emotions are high. It was just a great day.
The highlight of my season was making it back to the section championship. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but I got to play with the guys who I've been playing with since freshman year and who I consider as my brothers. I love the coaching staff and love all the players at Burke. So overall, the whole season was really a highlight. We beat our rivals, Goshen. So overall, this year was a success.
Beating Burke was definitely the biggest highlight of my season. After the first game, everybody thought it was a fluke, and like because of the bad call and stuff. But the second game, there's no excuses. We came out top. We were clearly the better team.
First beating Monroe in the section finals, and then going throughout the playoffs, beating Shen in that thriller, and then obviously making it to Syracuse and playing against Jamestown. It was just such a surreal feeling, and I'll never forget this moment. It's just a blessing.
Senior night against FDR, fast physical game, came down to the last 4 minutes of the game, touchdown by Sessa. So that was it. Oh, it was good that we came out division champs in the end, and it was great to win last game on John Bell Field.
My highlight of the season was definitely winning the Section 9 championship against Monroe. It was probably the greatest game I've played in my career as a high school football player, and it was just awesome because we lost to them last year in the championship game, and just coming back for revenge was great.
Definitely playing Cambridge, having one game to go to the Dome, get it back there was a great feeling, and having a performance like that and being able to help my team out like that definitely was my highlight. And that spin move, I'll never forget that spin move. Everyone always told me like, "Damn, that spin move was sick," but watching it, like when someone took a video watching it, it was definitely a lot better than when doing it. When I felt it, it was like it didn't feel that good, but watching it, I was like, "Wow, I did that." So that was definitely a highlight of the season.
It's definitely beating Burke for the Section 9 championship and getting that fourth straight title for our team and third for me as a starter since I've been on varsity since I was a sophomore. And it was just so important because we beat them earlier in the season, and there's a lot of hype around that game because they're the big team coming up from their class. They want to take over. Beat them then, couple excuses, and then I don't know how you have any excuses after the championship game. I just thought we outplayed them, and that's my favorite moment.
My highlight this season was, for myself, the 54-yarder, but also just as a team, beating Monroe because it's not every year. Obviously, we haven't beaten them in 33 years. It's not every year that you get to beat Monroe, so that was a rush.
My highlight this season was kicking the game-winning extra point against Washingtonville. There were 5 seconds left in the game, and it had just been such an incredible drive from Brenden Bauer and Dermot Egan with a game-winning catch. And it was just a great feeling overall for the team.
My highlight of the season was the sack against Shenandoah to end the game in overtime. I felt very good, and knowing that sack ended the game and we were off to Syracuse, and that game was a very good experience for a lot of the young guys, and just knew that a lot of the seniors balled out and put everything that they had into that last game.
My highlight of the season this year was when we played Warwick. It did honor me in the offseason how they came back and beat us in the second half last year, so I was really looking forward to the game. And in the first quarter, I got down there on kickoff, and I just buried this kid. And it was a home game. It was in front of the whole crowd, so that's what football's all about to me. So that was my highlight of the year.
The highlight of my season was definitely my last two games, Warwick and Newburgh, getting the MVP awards, and the last game against Newburgh. Our team went all out, and we went out with a bang.
Probably being Cambridge, because it meant a lot to get back, because no one really had faith in us, and it just showed that our team never gave up and how far we came.
Definitely the Newburgh section championship. After last year having such a great game, coming down to the final moments, and us taking the win, we knew it would be a very high-hyped game versus them. They came to play, we both came to play, and obviously going into overtime, you can't win them all, but both sides of the ball on both teams came out to play, and it was just all around fought battle, and you can't ask for anything more than that.
Highlight of my season had to be the Rye game, the quarterfinal game over in Mahopac. Came down to the wire, fighting with my brothers on defense down to the very end, and it was just a surreal moment in time.
Definitely playing in the Dome. It was pretty awesome just to know that our team was good enough and we could handle enough adversity to make it there. And it's the biggest stage you could play. Newburgh football played on the biggest stage in New York State. It's awesome. It was a great experience.
Definitely the Rye game. Getting us up by a touchdown, by a couple points, and really helping us out, like scoring the board, getting our reception yards, getting our defense to go what we need to do, and then getting the game-winning touchdown, obviously, to get us a regional championship. I mean, we couldn't have done it without our defense because it was a tough game. Offensively, we weren't getting together, but as a defense, we came together and stopped them.
The highlight of my season was starting off my senior year with an interception for a touchdown, which really kicked my year off with a good start and brought me to a new level of my football career.
It was definitely the Rye game because it was the most hard-earned win we had all season. We had to come back from behind in like the last 2 minutes. And I also had 2 picks that game. Like my one-handed pick was like the best play I've ever had. And it was the greatest team effort I've seen out of a single team, and it was definitely the most fun I've had out there and the best win.
Highlight of the season had to be the 4th consecutive Section 9 championship. That's a great accomplishment by the Marlboro football team and any Class B Section 9 team that's ever came through.